Hi there, guys. This is Stephanie Lowe, CEO and founder of the J29 Experience. I hope that you guys are having an absolutely amazing Sunday. I wanted to stop by and go live with you guys tonight and kick off this month of November talking about thankfulness as we approach the holiday seasons, which I know that everybody loves, but it's also a difficult time for some people for various reasons. But before I do that, I want to thank all of my supporters. I want to thank all of my family, friends, associates, everyone who has supported the J29 Experience thus far. It's been an absolutely amazing journey. I've had so many people reach out to me, and believe it or not, a lot of my huge fan base, supporter base, is actually coming from people who are not even in Texas. So listen, to my local family, friends, associates, I need you guys to show support as well. A lot of the J29 support is coming from those who are not in Texas. So to all of you who have supported the J29 Experience, thank you so much. To those of you who may be new to following the J29 Experience or myself on any of the social media handles, the J29 Experience is a service-based divorce resource center, and we provide resources to divorced women and their families. Those resources consist of one-on-one mentoring. It consists of life group sessions that actually bring in consultants who are experts in the areas of fitness, nutrition, credit, finance, as well as therapy sessions. And then we also will be preparing to host biannual retreat. So I'm so excited about that. We're going to be having some awesome speakers coming into town to pour into women and their families. So if you haven't checked out the J29 Experience, go check it out at www.j29experience.com. And if you do not have your copy of the J29 Experience Standing in Exile, the book, go out and support us and get that book. I promise you, it will change your life. It will give you a different perspective on marriage and divorce. And I want to give you a disclaimer. The J29 Experience is not an advocate for divorce. We are for marriages. We are for love. We are for union and restoration, because God can do whatever it is that He chooses to do in the lives of families. And so we want you to know that we are here to support divorced women and their families. So on tonight, we're kicking off November talking about thankfulness. And in particular, I wanted to kick off this month with this topic because for me, for such a long time, the holiday season used to be a really depressing time for me. It used to be a time where I would just kind of go into this slump, and I would be so depressed because it was a time where I lost my brother. For those of you who know me, that was a really tragic situation for my family and I. But I tell you, God is such a healer, and God is such a deliverer. And God will allow you to be thankful in the midst of sorrow. God will allow you to be thankful for every situation. And so I just want to stop by and encourage you guys on tonight, encourage someone in particular on tonight, to let you know that as we approach this Thanksgiving holiday and going into the Christmas holiday and all of that merry time, I want you to know that there is a reason to be thankful in every situation and in every circumstance that comes our way. When we talk about being thankful, I can't talk about being thankful without bringing up God. It'd be amiss to do that. And so 1 Thessalonians 5:18 tells us, in everything, give thanks. And so I want to encourage you guys on tonight, be intentional about giving thanks. Be intentional about finding the good in every situation. I found myself a little bothered earlier today, as some of you may have saw my post about, it kind of feels like there's a blessing and a cursing when you have such a huge and high level of discernment where you notice so many things about people, those who are near to you, those who are not near to you. But one thing I'm learning is to even be thankful when God exposes things to me. To even be thankful when situations don't go the way that we expect them to go or the way that we think they should go. There is a blessing in bad situations, whether we realize it or not. There's a situation in everything that we go through in life. And what I've come to realize is that every situation brings a lesson. We can either choose to learn from that lesson, or we can choose to allow that lesson to make us bitter, to make us angry, to make us, hateful, prideful, unforgiving, all of those things. But we know that those things only produce negative fruit. And so we want to show thankfulness and be intentional about being thankful so that our lives can produce fruit that has peace, that has joy, that has love, that has a sound mind, that has all of the fruits of the Spirit that God has allotted to us. And so the number one thing that I want to drop by, just a little bit of nugget for you guys tonight, is in all things be thankful. Show an attitude of gratitude. Find something to be thankful for. When you wake up in the morning, that's something to be thankful for. To be able to use your limbs, that's something to be thankful for. And always remember that there is somebody somewhere who's going through something that is worse off than you. And so you have to be thankful with the life that God has given you. Be thankful with everything that God has allotted to you. Be thankful for everything that God has commanded you to be a steward over. Be thankful that you have a job. Even thankful if you don't have a job. That gives you time to work on your purpose, to work on your destiny. Be thankful for the people who chose to walk out of your life. Be thankful for the people who chose to stay in your life. I find that in everything, we have a reason and we have something to be thankful for. I'm even thankful for the people who may have stabbed me in my back at one point in time in my life. Because you know what? It showed me how to love those people. It showed me how to be in tune with who I am and who God has called me to be. I'm thankful for the people who conspired against me, who came against me. I'm thankful for the people, whether it be family, not family, whether it be those in the church, those you work with, those you may have gone to school with. We have to learn how to be thankful in every situation. Be thankful for our haters. Because you know what? Our haters push us to our destiny, whether we believe it or not. Our haters cause us to align with the will of God for our life. Hey guys, those of you tuning in, we're talking about being thankful. One thing that I've learned is that even when people choose to walk away from you, that is such a blessing, y'all. That is such a tremendous blessing because listen, God has a way of exposing snakes in our lives. God has a way of exposing people that we don't even need to be trusting. God has a way of letting us know that person doesn't need to be in your corner. That person doesn't need to be in your circle. That person cannot go where I'm taking you. And so if we just learn to be thankful in every situation, learn to be thankful for the people God has in our lives, learn to be thankful for the people that God says, you know what, separate from them because they're not good for you. So I've learned in every situation that we have to be thankful. We have to be intentional about having an attitude of gratitude. And the second thing is, about being intentional. I want to stay there for a moment because you know what? Sometimes it's hard to be intentional on being thankful because we live in a world where there's so much to be negative about. We live in a world that every time you turn on the news, something is going on, something chaotic is occurring, something around the world is going on that will take us to a place of depression, that would steer us to a place of going through post-traumatic stress disorders, and that will cause us to have a relapse of something that we may have experienced ourselves. But even in those situations, we can still be thankful. Because, I find that out of everything that we've gone through in life, take your worst situation that you've ever experienced in life. Guess what? It could have been worse. It could have been worse than what you went through. There are some people who have gone through things 10 times worse than what you have gone through. And they are still smiling. They are still standing. They are still being joyful. They are still living out their purpose. They're living out their calling. They're living out the destiny that God has over their life. And so what I've learned is that when we are intentional about being thankful, we begin to defeat the enemy. We begin to defeat the enemy. We begin to prove those people wrong who said that we were going to be stuck in that situation. We begin to prove folk wrong who say, did you know she's going through this? Did you know he's going through that? Did you know they're dealing with this? Guess what? We begin to prove those people wrong. And it's not about pretending, but it's about being intentional about overcoming those hurdles in life. It's about being intentional about getting past who you used to be, where you used to come from, the things that used to bog you down, the things that used to tie you down and weigh you down. It's about being intentional about staying free, about allowing the shackles to be removed from your life. So when we talk about being thankful, we're talking about being intentional about being thankful. And the third thing is that every situation brings a lesson. Every single situation brings a lesson that we can take from, and we can learn from those situations. Whether it's a bad situation or a good situation, everything that we go through in life, it has something for us to learn, and it has something for us to take away from that situation to teach somebody else. Because, whether we realize it or not, there are so many people that are watching our lives. There are so many people that we are an open book, that our life is an open book to. And if we never open the Bible, if we never say a prayer, if we never sing a song, if we never give our testimony, our lifestyle and how we live is going to speak volumes more so than anything else. And so I encourage you guys on tonight to be thankful in every situation. Be thankful that you are not who you used to be. Be thankful that you are not where you used to be in life. Be thankful that, you have a roof over your head. You have clothes on your back. You have shoes on your feet. These may be the small, simple things. But what about that person who's a paraplegic? What about that person who doesn't have food to eat? What about that person who may be under the bridge right now? Just saying, God, if I could just get one meal, And so while you're going through your season of being thankful, I charge you and I challenge you to think about someone else. Think about someone who may be in a situation that you were once in. Think about someone who doesn't have a family to celebrate this season with. Think about someone who may be going through a tough time. Think about someone who may be depressed. They may be going through post-traumatic stress disorder. They may be in an abusive situation. I charge you and I challenge you that while you are being intentional about being thankful, while you are obtaining the lesson from every situation that comes in your life, think about the next person. Think about someone next to you, because you never know what people may be dealing with. And you never know what they may be facing behind closed doors. And always remember, how you react to someone can possibly dictate what that person does in their own life. You never know what your testimony speaks to someone else. And someone seeing you make it through your current situation is going to give them life, and it's going to give them strength, the strength that they need to make it through to another day. So I charge you guys on tonight, and I challenge you on tonight. We can call this the J29 Challenge. And I'll be checking back with you guys weekly here in the month of November. I want to hear from you guys. Send me some Q&As. Send me some prayer requests. Send me, some testimonies of how you have seen God work in your life, of how you have been intentional about being thankful, and even of how you have been a blessing to someone else during this time. I'll leave you with this. A few years ago, I was dealing with such a difficult time with just reminiscing about the death of my brother. And it was a time where those around me really didn't understand. I would just shut down, and I would just be in this zone that I couldn't go through my day without a tear falling. I couldn't go through my day without thinking about, God, I wish my brother were here. I wish he was still here for me to talk to him, for me to hold a conversation with him. And I even had people who ridiculed and felt that I should have gotten over my grief a long time ago. There's no limit to grief. I want to zone in on, there is no limit to grief. Every person grieves differently. Every person deals with sorrow differently. And so I want to talk specifically for a moment to someone who's dealing with grief. This is a time where you are thinking about the memories and the shared times that you have with a loved one or someone who was close to you in your life. I want you to know that God allows us to be a blessing, and God allows us to have people in our life for a reason and for a season. And we all belong to God. And so at the end of the day and at the end of the season, however long God allots us to be here on earth, God is simply saying when that time is up, he wants us back. It's time for him to take us back. And so one thing that I've learned is that when God chose to take my brother back to be with him, I couldn't stay in that sorrowful place. I couldn't stay in that grieving place. But I had to, number one, be thankful that God allotted the time to me that he did with my brother. I had to be thankful that God gave me all of the happy moments, all of the wonderful memories. I had to be thankful for the laughs that we shared, for the silly moments that we had. And those are the moments that I cherish in my heart. So I want to encourage someone on tonight. There's some grief that you are holding on to. There's some sorrow that you are stuck in. It's okay to be in that place. But while you're in that place, I charge you to begin thanking God. To begin thanking God for the life, for the memories, for the cherished time. To begin thanking God that you are still here and you have an opportunity to take the moment of grief, to take the moment of sorrow and help somebody else. Because somebody else is going through something and they're going to need your testimony. They're going to need to see you make it through what you're going through. They're going to need your smile. They're going to need your hug. They're going to need you to be strong for them. So even when you feel like giving up, even when you feel like throwing in the towel, I want you to find something to be thankful for. Because there's somebody who's going through something that is worse off than you. So number one, I want you to remember God's word in 1 Thessalonians 5:18 that tells us in all things be thankful. We have an instruction of God to be thankful in everything, to find something good in everything, and to know that every good and perfect thing comes from God. And that God is not a God who is supposed to give us anything. You know, we don't deserve anything if we really think about it. But God gives us a chance to enjoy this life that we have. And so what kind of life would it be if we found ourselves stuck in depression, stuck in sorrowful times, stuck in a negative time? So in everything that you encounter in your life, find something good out of that thing. Find something to be thankful for. And if you find yourself surrounded by so many negative people, sometimes you have to separate yourself. Separate yourself. You have to become that positive person. You have to be that person to turn things around, because guess what? You have the power over your life. And you also have the power to dictate your atmosphere and how things will spin out in your atmosphere. No one can make me have a negative day. No one can make me have a bad day. That's a choice that I have on my own. And I choose each day to say, you know what? I'm going to walk in this day. I'm going to enjoy this day. I'm going to be who God has called me to be. And I will not give anyone the benefit of the doubt. I will not give anyone the power over my life or over my day. So I charge you on today, in all things, be thankful. And number two, be intentional. Be so intentional. Be strategic about being thankful. You know, God is such a strategic God that He gives us opportunities to be thankful, even in negative situations, as we honed on earlier, even in those situations that appear bad, even in those situations that appear not so good. There's a lesson in everything. And God loves us so much that He gives us that chance to learn something from every situation, to take something good from every situation, to learn from it, to become a better person, to not make the choices that we made yesterday, to not be who we used to be on yesterday. So I charge you guys, find a reason to be thankful. Be intentional about being thankful. Be strategic about being thankful. And know that there is a lesson in every situation, guys. So this is the J29 experience. I'm dropping in, reminding you guys, leaving some little nuggets, letting you guys know to be thankful in every situation. And you know what? Sometimes, you know, you're going to find it extremely hard to be thankful. But that's when you have to make it up in your mind. Do not give the enemy the benefit of the doubt. Do not give your haters, your naysayers, the benefit of the doubt in saying, I told you so. I knew she wasn't as positive as she said. You know what? Don't give them the benefit of the doubt. Smile anyway. Hold your head up. Laugh it off. Smile and walk and be who God has called you to be. And know that there is nothing that can overtake you when you are walking in your purpose and fulfilling the destiny that God has aligned with your life. So this is Stephanie Lowe, CEO of the J29 Experience. Again, if you have not checked out the J29 Experience, go check out the website, www.j29experience.com. And I want you guys to share this message. Share the J29 Experience with somebody. All of us are aware and all of us in tune with somebody who has gone through a divorce, someone who needs this uplifting and encouraging word. And so I charge you guys, Share the message with someone. Let someone know about the J29 experience. Our goal is not just about likes. It's not about followers, but our goal is to heal our community. And it first starts with us. And we understand here at the J29 experience that all it takes is for one healed person to then spread that healing to someone else, to encourage someone else. And so as we prepare for this season of November and December, I want you guys to stand in the thankfulness that God has allotted to you. Know that there is thankfulness in every situation. And in every situation, there is something for you to be thankful for. So this is Stephanie Lowe. I love you guys. Jesus loves you so much more. And I want to hear from you guys, all right? You guys have an awesome night and an awesome evening. Bye, guys.